How's it going, everyone? I am Jinsula, and welcome to another Pokemon Go video. So, Niantic is popping off with some phenomenal news to start off the new year. The next in-game event is looking to be a really good one, and there's also going to be a Community Day Classic that a lot of players have been hoping for. I'm going to be talking about all of this in today's video, so let's roll the intro and get right into it. Okay, let's jump right into the news. So yesterday, Niantic made two major announcements for Pokemon Go that has got a lot of players buzzing. They gave the details for the first major in-game event, and man, it is looking really good. The next event is going to be a dragon and fairy themed event called Twinkling Fantasy. It's going to start next Tuesday, January 10th at 8 o'clock a.m. local time, and it's going to go until Monday, January 16th at 10 o'clock p.m. local time. The major highlight of this event is going to be the debut of a long-awaited Mega Evolution, which is Mega Salamence. I think it goes without saying that this Mega is going to change up the game for the better. It is not only going to be an absolute powerhouse when it comes to Dragon-type raid damage, but it can be a strong flying type as well. Since Dragon-type Mega Evolutions are far and few between, the introduction of Mega Salamence is definitely going to make certain legendary raids a whole lot easier. The only thing that I wish Niantic did with the release of Mega Salamence was to allow us to get its Legacy Community Day move Outrage when we evolve into it. They didn't include anything regarding exclusive attacks on any Salamence we get, so that's a bit of a disappointment. Regardless, it's still going to be nice to get Mega Energy for this Pokemon and finally be able to Mega Evolve it. But it's not just this Mega Evolution that has gotten me all excited. The wild encounters during this event are going to feature a ton of Pokemon that are considered rare. These spawns include Clefairy, Clefable, Jigglypuff, Dratini, Togetic, Marill, Ralts, Vibrava, Bagon, Dino, Dedenne, Gumi, and Noibat. Just looking at this should tell you one thing: balance. There's a ton of really good PvP Pokemon that will be spawning in the wild, but also some really good raid attackers as well. The one that stands out immediately is Togetic. Having this Pokemon spawning in the wild means you will have a great opportunity to pick up a Togekiss with PvP IVs. Rather than having to trade for those IVs, you can roll your luck by catching a bunch of them in the wild. Another event spawn that stands out is of course Gumi. It's been a really long time since we've seen this particular Pokemon in the wild as an event spawn. Depending on how often it spawns, this will be a great chance for you to collect candy for this particular rare Pokemon family. Speaking of which, the event bonuses are actually going to coincide really well with the event spawns. You'll be able to get double the amount of experience when you catch a Pokemon with nice throws, great throws, and excellent throws. Since most of the event spawns are pretty easy to land an excellent throw on, this will be a phenomenal chance for you to amass a ton of experience. We will also be getting additional candy when you catch a Pokemon with a nice throw, great throw, or excellent throw. Again, since most of these Pokemon are easy to land these trick shots on, and since they are rare, this is going to be amazing for getting as much candy as possible for all of these Pokemon. Finally, we'll be getting increased chances at getting Candy XL when we catch a Pokemon with a nice throw, great throw, or excellent throw. This is also going to be huge, as a bunch of the wild spawns are incredible once they are maxed out to level 50. This is a prime opportunity for you to get Candy XL for some rare and super relevant Master League Pokemon and raid attackers. So yeah, thus far, everything is looking great, but it doesn't end there. In raid battles, we're going to see a whole bunch of Pokemon that players have been wanting to make a return. Since the shiny rate is a lot higher for Pokemon that you get from raids, this is going to be an awesome opportunity for you to get rare shinies like Axew, Dino, Druddigon, and of course, Zekrom. Speaking of which, any Zekrom that you catch during this event is going to know its signature move, Fusion Bolt. I've already made a deep dive video on this particular move, but TLDR, it's not going to be Zekrom's best charge attack for either PvP or PvE. But regardless, you should still raid as much Zekrom as possible because of the candy and experience bonuses. Using the set circle trick, you should be able to farm up a whole bunch of Zekrom candy and Candy XL. One more thing I should mention is that they said nothing about a paid research ticket tied to this event. That was something Niantic was dabbling with at the end of last year, and it got players worried that it was the beginning of an unhealthy trend. Well, it doesn't look like we'll have to worry about it for this event. Niantic is not going to lock any special spawns or bonuses behind a paywall this time around, so give credit where credit is due. They didn't taint this event with egregious monetization. Honestly, I am super impressed by this event. I think one of the weaknesses of 2022 was the lack of really good in-game events within Pokémon Go. It really seems like Niantic wants to start the new year on the right foot, and they are certainly doing that with content like this. Now, I mentioned that this event was not the only bombshell announcement Niantic made yesterday. The other big announcement was something that I speculated on a few weeks ago. We finally got confirmation that the next Community Day Classic is going to feature the fan-favorite Pokemon Larvitar. This event is going to happen on Saturday, January 21st from 2 o'clock p.m. to 5 o'clock p.m. local time. Make sure you mark your calendars because you do not want to miss it. For much of the same reasons why players were hyped for Dratini Community Day Classic, Larvitar is definitely going to shake things up early in the year. This Pokemon had its Community Day several years ago, and a lot of players weren't around when it initially happened. It's always a plus whenever Niantic gives players the opportunity to experience past Community Days once again. Since Larvitar Community Day is widely considered one of the best ones they ever had, this is pretty hyped that it is coming back. So yeah, 2023 is looking to start off really strong from a content perspective. This month is already looking stacked with this Twinkling Fantasy event and Larvitar Community Day Classic. We also have Chespin Community Day to look forward to this weekend, which is going to debut its shiny and bring forth a PvP relevant Pokemon into the mix. Overall, I can't emphasize enough how relieved I am that Niantic is going hard. Since there are so many question marks with the Hoenn Tour event next month, it's at least a good thing that they are building up momentum leading up to that landmark event. Hopefully, they can keep that going, and the next events in January and February are not going to disappoint. Anyway, that's going to be it for this video. Leave your thoughts regarding all of this in the comments below, and let's have a great discussion. And if you ended up enjoying this video, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe if it's your first time here, and don't forget that little bell so you can stay up to date on whenever I upload videos. And I want to give a quick shout out to my patrons on Patreon. You make this channel content possible. If you want to support my channel in any way, big or small, then be sure to check out the links in the description below. For all my patrons, they get a permanent spot on my in-game friends list, so if you want to interact with me in some way, like with remote raids, then do consider becoming a patron on my Patreon. But yeah, that's going to be it. I'm Count Jinsula, be safe, have fun, love yourself, and I will catch you all later.